you would just become part of. Yeah, you don't get in a fight with my brother. Only me. And then both of you start fighting them.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Xris Beltran Podcast. Today with me, I have my cousin Guy.
Hello, I'm Guy. Again.
Well, actually, he's only been Guy once. This is his first time being
For
Guy.
all we know.
First time being Guy. Thank you for coming back to the podcast. The ratings for your shows are typically pretty low, so I'm trying to up them a little bit more. So
I hope we don't get it any bigger than what it is,
dude. They've been atrocious.
When I heard that it didn't make it to 50, I was like, that's great.
I've gotten reviews back from episodes, and they said that they hate this combination of people the most.
That's good.
So I brought you back on.
That provides a healthy debate.
Yeah, well, of course. And so, so thank you for coming back onto the show despite everybody just utterly hating you.
I mean,
dude, I've gotten bomb threats. People have contacted me with bomb threats.
To get someone that it's like wrestling. You either want to be loved or hated. If you're neither, then you forget. That's the worst.
Yeah. So
go down in history.
Yeah.
I mean, people still find a way to make money for being hated. Think of people who are nationally or nationally or internationally hated. There's people that if you know this person and they're hated, somehow, some way, they're still making money off of it. If they don't know you for any reason or you have completely neutral ground, then you don't really get that much, opportunity or whatever it is.
The Jake Paul and the Logan Paul fights are a perfect example of people paying pay-per-view money
to watch someone fail.
And in reality, doesn't matter how the fight is ended, they still come out on top of it because
it's still a win.
Money. Yeah,
it's still a win for that person, no matter if they win or fail. He developed almost a win-win situation for having so many lovers and haters.
Yeah, and dude, just to step in the ring with Floyd Mayweather, just to get that possible.
Yeah,
and people hate both of them.
There's people who is in Mayweather's career who have spent their life trying to do it, and they're just watching some YouTuber or not some Viner turned into
punk. Damn,
life is funny like
that, dude.
So if that means that I'm getting hated, I guess something's working.
That means you're getting rich. You ain't getting rich.
Something's gonna happen.
If you're
at some point,
if you're liked, you know what I mean? You got to be hated. Even people, there's even people out there that I know that are just so gosh dang nice, so amazing, and people still dislike them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's no universally. There's always going to be some reason why someone doesn't like it. It is impossible to please everyone.
That is such a bitch.
It is an impossible task.
Fuck, man.
We could probably achieve time travel before pleasing every person.
And the bigger you get, the more harm people want to cause you just for what you're doing.
Well, because also the spite for seeing someone succeed with something that they don't agree with, it could be that much more intense and encouraging for them to think of so or whatever. People profit off of hate.
Dude, that's true. That's true. It's used as a marketing tactic. Really, Some people get big off of just saying controversial shit.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us in the podcast. Yeah. Appreciate it. My Santa beard is very
it's really grown out.
It's very itchy. I put it on and it looked like I don't like this. Where it looks like I just ate chocolate. It looks like I just started to put on blackface. You know what I mean?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
I was gonna say more like Dirty Sanchez, but if you wanted to go there,
and dude, the beard. So I took it out of the bag. You can't really.
You honestly dress right now that looks like a Santa that is just wanting to go rob someone and you just have that generic look just so people can't describe who you are.
I look like I'm about to assault somebody.
You look like you're about to go make a walk in the city and try to make a quick buck. You're about to walk over
quick one.
to already a charitable Santa to steal the pot. That's what you look like. You look like a Mary Slugs bag.
Drunk. I just imagine if my shirt had stains.
Yeah, the only thing you're missing is the smell of booze.
Yeah.
And then you'd be complete.
Yeah.
Maybe a little ash somewhere like on the tip of your beard and the cuffs of your sleeves is what you're missing.
Just like some cigarette ash. Just the smell. I don't smell how I look right now, which is unfortunate actually. I wish we could do this whole podcast with me just with raging body odor.
And just seeing me slowly.
We should do, dude. We should. I want to like bend the rules.
Every
of
time you lift your
podcast.
arms like that, I
dude. Like we should we should stop taking a shower for the next week and then just show up to the podcast next week and just go.
What is that? What for?
And then we go on a jog and then we sit here and then we do a podcast and we just sit
what,
here.
You have smell-o-vision available?
Dude, I wish. With the metaverse, I'm pretty sure that's going to be possible pretty soon. There's going to be some sort of, like, you know how ASMR is? Like, I bet you there's going to be like a smell.
Are you going to explore the
ASMR.
metaverse once it's more fully assimilated?
Absolutely. I don't know if I'm going to stick on it, though.
I'm actually thinking of changing my bio on Facebook to just say, like, I'm never on this anymore. Just go to my Instagram or something. Because, like, I've wanted to delete it, but I know there's still people who, like, have tried to hit me up out of the blue. And, like, that's the only excuse why I've kept it. Because I know there's some, like, maybe someone from high school or college that just wanted to get back in touch or something like that. And I'm never on it. It's turned into such a disgusting, toxic poison.
Well, just delete it and then just check it when you go on your computer.
I know. That's what I've said for the longest while. But even just that simple task, as easy as it is, I was just like, nah. I mean, the few times I've gone on it, there's just like also like just the ads is inevitable to be everywhere, but even ads are just like everywhere on Facebook. And just to see how active Facebook is, like, all right, before I used to have my tinfoil hat on to be like, oh, Facebook is always whatever or anything like that. It's now grown to because I don't update my phone as often as everyone else does. But like Facebook, despite whatever conspiracy theory you have on it, it is like the most hungriest app on your phone. It takes so much energy because it's always constantly like trying to show you the most relevant ad that you just talked about 5 minutes ago. It's always trying to make sure you're at this place or this to throw like, how's this review or anything like that. It's gotten very, very like, I don't want to say intrusive or whatever, but like it's always trying to check up on you. And that just takes so much energy out of your phone. And like Instagram is just like, hey, what do you think of this picture that I sent? And there's a couple ads here and there. It's not as bad, but like also it's just not as many people are it's just not as like full of fucking topics that are irrelevant to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guy is now announcing that he's getting an OnlyFans. Please follow Guy Torres on OnlyFans.
Please, thank you.
He is leaving Facebook and quite possibly Instagram if
just
it pisses
message me
him
on
off.
OnlyFans.
Just message him on OnlyFans.
That's just my
$2 a message.
That's just my social media. I mean, I'm not posting. I'm just making my new. What if you just made OnlyFans, but it's free because you can do that, and you just make that your new social media.
That's your social. Why not?
Why not? Let's open it.
Because
let's just open it.
If you want to just be friends with me, it's got to be on OnlyFans.
And don't worry, there's no pay.
There's no paywall.
I'll
except for my nudes. I'll put my nudes behind a $100 paywall.
$100.
$100 paywall, and I'm talking full like bent over, spread butt cheeks.
Damn, that's like a steep introduction.
You You know what you're getting for $100.
Damn, that's like celebrity.
$100.
That's celebrity intro.
I'm a celebrity. I'm a low key celebrity. Look at me.
So low you can't hear it, like a whale.
I'm underground. I'm an underground celebrity.
Fucking in the fucking mantle.
You know, people's moms find out about me before they do. That's how my reputation works. That's how underground I is.
That would actually be funny, just to start an OnlyFans, just social media, just have that like blow up. If you can have a fake fucking Storm Area 51 movement on Facebook, you can just get a bunch of people just to join OnlyFans, just to be like, hey, how's it going, guys? That's just the new Facebook now. Well,
they want to be like Patreon, you know, and I want to.
But you can make it free, and like doesn't it have like a social media like platform? Like
it does. There's like a timeline and everything. Yeah.
And I'm imagining, because it's a platform that has paying areas, like does the free one have ads on there, or is it just like a clean slated, like old school? You know, honestly,
like you got nothing. You got no friends.
Have we already discussed this? But like, you know. It's a shame, but at the same time, I guess I am okay with the fact that, to me, I thought MySpace was always cooler than Facebook, but I'm glad it ended before it became the devil. Like Facebook has become the agent of chaos.
I just want to quote, you either
die a hero.
You either die a hero or live long enough
to see yourself become the villain.
God damn.
You used to be able to have your different background, have your own song, show which friends you fucking like.
So when you clicked on it, you used to.
MySpace taught random people how to use HTML.
That's very interesting. I knew how to use that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah, I mean, now HTML is a fucking dead.
Like embedded code. Like I understand what an embedded code is and everything. So like when I was like making a website,
there's people I had on my friends list that I knew who had absolute no idea how to do computer stuff, have a completely custom thing because they just wanted. When you want something, you'll learn it.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. If you really do want something, and it's not that hard. Really, it's a good introduction to stuff. It's like MySpace really taught a lot of youngsters how to make a website. That was like, I felt like, you know how Facebook, when Facebook came around, it was profiles. There's profiles on a specific website. MySpace, although it was the same thing, the profile seemed more like a website where like you had your own videos, you had your own
platform,
blog posts and everything. It was like a blog.
You can even have links up.
Yeah, you could write blog posts. Like I remember writing 3 or 4 paragraph like reviews on movies that I like went to go see just because I could. I don't know, because that was the thing to do it. And so you would post like my review of this movie.
Yeah.
And people would watch it and people would like,
I mean, that was
interact with it.
That was a big source for music, upcoming music. Like a lot of artists in the early 2000s was actually discovered through MySpace. Fucking what's his name? Owl City. He's a good example, a prime example. He became who he is today because of MySpace. And there's a lot of other, but I just don't remember. It's crazy how it changed so quickly. And Facebook has been so basic. I mean, yes, it has its updates, but it's not like anywhere as like crazy as, you know what's sad though? I was just curious. MySpace doesn't even have an app. There's no app for it.
There's no app for it.
No, really. It's purely just a website.
There was an app for it though, wasn't there?
I think there was. I already moved on because, you know, it's just like.
Is MySpace still around?
I think the website, it is still around, but it's not. I think the last time I checked my profile, which was like 3 or 4 years ago, it didn't even have the same background. I think that HTML shit has been stripped out and it's all different because HTML is not used anymore.
I gotta go back and look at it, dude. I haven't visited MySpace in a while.
It's completely different.
It's completely different. Is it fun still? Is it, like got the same elements, or you don't know?
It's a completely different platform. Completely different. It's just not it's not like how when we used it.
Oh, okay.
Like it has a banner up on top.
Okay. So it's more like Facebook?
Ish. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen it. For all I know, it's even different from that too.
Okay.
I mean, like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure the property ownership has been passed around at this point because people are just holding on to a dead site at this point.
Well, dude, shit's changed. You know what hasn't changed though? Fucking. Do you ever watch? Well, maybe you don't. What's the trashiest thing you watch on TV?
I really don't watch TV that much anymore.
Or what's the trashiest thing your girlfriend watches that you catch her watching? Uh-oh. We're having some motherfucking microphone problems.
Uh-oh.
I'll probably cut that out. All right. No, what is the trashiest thing that is watched in your household? I'll say that.
I guess Angie really likes watching like ABC shows on Hulu. I wouldn't necessarily.
That is light.
We don't watch reality.
Light. Okay, you don't watch reality show, dude. Julie.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
There's one thing,
all right.
and it was more just out of curiosity, and it was on Netflix, and that was the Sexy Beast show, which is basically a blind date show, totally scripted. You can totally see how the only reason why we watched it was because we were just always like, damn, look at these masks. To people who don't know what it is, it's just a blind date show.
It's a blind dating show.
Totally fake.
With furries.
If you're able to just read body language, you could tell none of this is genuine. But it's just the greatest makeup. And they're just cosplaying not even actual characters. They're just generic. One's maybe a lion. One maybe is a stone man or whatever. But the mask is really fucking good. Oh, yeah. Really good.
Yeah. Well, it's Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, and what's funny is this is supposed to be a blind date show. So they're like, oh, I don't know how you look or whatever. But everyone's hot.
But
everybody's hot. Yeah, because
okay.
everyone gets revealed at some point or whatever.
Yeah.
But like after you watch one episode, like you could tell like no one's like looking for ugly ducklings or average looking people. Like
okay, so
everybody
they're all good,
is
gorgeous.
hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no. So Julie has been watching this one show. It's an old show. It's been on for a lot of seasons, but she just started watching Bad Girls Club. Have you heard of that?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so the premise of the show is it's not like Big Brother. Well, they just gather. It's like Real World,
like Jersey Shore. It's just a social experiment where they throw a bunch of people in a house and they just like live together, make out, and fight.
So they get.
Is there challenges?
I think they get like 6 to 8 girls. No.
Okay, so it's just a hang out, fight, and fuck each other.
Well, it's just girls.
Oh, it's girls.
It's just girls. And I mean, there's been a couple of lesbians on the show, so I don't know. And they've said that other people were cute, but I don't watch the show, so I don't know. But like, it's just these girls, and the premise of the show is they want to change. They want to change. That's like the thing, is that, and then like all the interviews, like it seems pretty like,
is this like they're reformed or just like I want to just change who I like
I just want to be a better person. Like it's just literally that.
Are
vague.
These troubled people or like they're just
the most ratchet women you can find of all races? Like this, of all races, these are
like they're all ghetto.
They're all ghetto. Like they say bitch so much. Like, what's up, bitch? Hey, bitch. Oh, don't say that, bitch. Like, bitch, can you hand me that?
It's like House of Love, Reform Edition.
Yes. Yeah.
Or no, wait. What was that other show that he had that had like, it was basically the same thing except with dudes. They were all like gangster or whatever, and they were trying to like be better. I forgot.
I don't know. But so she's been watching that shit, and like, dude, it's just. It's smut TV. Oh, like but so Julie's been watching so much of it that she like I'll be talking to her and like we'll be like in our fun mood, and then she starts talking like these girls. And I'm just like, oh geez. And so this new thing that she does, this is her new thing that she does. And she goes, dude, I'm about to pop off. Like that's the new catchphrase now is pop off. I'm about to pop off right now.
That's funny.
I'm about to pop off. So, yeah. But, oh, God, some of the... And, dude, they beat the shit out of each other on this show. I'm talking...
Hair grabbing and walloping.
God. It's like... dude, it's so... It's just so funny watching people fight on reality shows because you can't really, like...
Duke it out.
You can't fucking...
You can't be throwing knees and elbows and shit.
No, you
getting them in choke locks.
You can't really. And so some of these some of these punches are they're just swinging limbs at each other and everything. But like there was this one girl. They took this girl. They want her out of the house. And this is why this show is so fucking stupid.
Is it an elimination show, or
it's
is it
not
just
really
purely just
if you break a rule, you get kicked out of the house, and so they try to make you break the rule, which is like fighting people, and like it's just like. So what they do is they take all of her shit. First off, she brought a stuffed animal. And they tore that the fuck up. Oh. They tore it up, which like to me, I was like, that's a little too hard. Then they took all of her clothes, packed it in her suitcase, went to the beach and just dumped it into the ocean. And they went like waist deep and just, and they dumped it all. And some of it was like
littered.
Yeah, and it was like it. And they also were ripping her like blouses up too.
Also, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But while all of that is happening, how much of it do you feel is genuine?
I'll get to that in a moment.
Okay.
But so then they go.
So they're ratchet and confrontational, and they're trying to get.
Yeah, and it's like 4 girls against this one girl, and that one girl pissed off one girl, but that one other girl
is friends
is
with those
able
others.
to manipulate everybody else in the house because she's just that type of bitch, and so. Like she goes out there and she gets her stuff and like she's like trying to hold it in, you know what I mean? She's obviously trying not to show weakness because there's 4 of them and a camera crew and everything, so she can't be like, oh, I'm being bullied. Like you can't do that on national television. So she's like walking up and they're like, no, you can't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You can't get into this house. And it's like, I'm getting in. And then they start, like, they take their hands and they, like, put it up. And she's trying to, like, go through this wall of hands. And one of the hands is just pressing on her face. And it's just doing this shit. And then once she jerks out of it, all 4 girls surround her like a fucking pack of chickens and just start fucking going at her and just going. And like, they did absolutely nothing to those girls. Like they did not kick them off or anything like that. So that last girl went inside and dude, she's like fucking trauma. That's so traumatizing to be on this TV show and have
get jumped on television.
So like the 4 girls are like hate her. Then there's her. Then there's 2 other girls that are like
neutral about it.
We're staying out of it because we're not starting trouble or something like that.
We ain't a part of that.
Yeah, and so like it was just like, dude, you guys are fucking cowards. You see one person, like it was just like, dude, the show is just the most deplorable women I have ever seen in my life. And they just keep throwing. And like, it sucks when you watch it because it's like real women don't act like this. Like real women don't. But like, I've read that like when people go on like reality television shows and shit like that, there's like all they want to do is get in front of the camera and act a fool so that they can get put on something else. And that's all they want. And it's just like the most shallowest shit ever. But like, it's just so. It's the most, dude. It's ratchet TV at its finest, dude. Oh God.
Like I said, I only watched that Sexy Beast show just to see the makeup and everything. Me and Angie were already like just betting on just what would happen or how they would interact just based off the fucking script we were watching unfold. But the only reality that I used to ever watch really was like Survivor. Back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that show is so old. I was in grade school. That was like the first reality show ever around.
It was so revolutionary and
it
new
changed
when it came
how people
out.
it changed it created a new genre
Yeah.
of shows.
Yeah. It's
And-
just like this long form, you tune in because back then game shows for a while, since like the 70s, was like, all right, here's today's game, and then here's today's contestants, and then they go home. But now you have this, like, when Real World
More
came
dynamic.
out, like that's when you took a cast of people and like a series was made. And now they're doing that with game shows, or not now, but like that's what they started to do like really early in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And like that's what they made that like long sequence.
It's crazy. I've seen that there's now reality shows on like Netflix exclusive reality shows and stuff like that. So like it's here to stay. And
there's this one. I think it's called Married at First Sight. Have you heard of that one?
No, but I already understand, and it just
it's a despicable show. But what happens is, so they pair these people up. They kind of rotate you. 12 people rotate. 12 guys.
It's
rotate.
like speed dating, except speed marriage.
It is. Okay, so it's like blind speed dating, and then eventually you pick the person that you like, and then you like spend some more time with them behind this like blank wall, and you cannot see them. And they all of them look pretty, of course, and so like you talk and get to know each other, and you're like, you know what? Let's get married. And so they're like, let's cash
Good
out.
enough.
And like, then it's revealed, like there's this room and this like walkway, and like they open the doors, and then
they
the
both
smoke,
do this
and then they walk through, and they're like, and then they hug, and then they kiss, and then they instantly get married. Have never seen each other, and then that's where it starts. And I haven't watched, but like it follows them home too, and I just
like there's an epilogue.
I
of them just,
I never got
getting
that far.
custom or whatever.
Yeah, but it's so I don't think I could ever. I don't know if they really get married, but I don't think I could like dude, that's fucked. That a studio is like turns to these people and says, "Hey, why don't we pay you guys to enter this legal contract binding, and then when we're done with the show, take care. We wish you the best." Yeah, and there's not enough money in the world to pay a single person, like two single people, to get married and then just deal with the outcome of that. There's no money. You'd have to pay me $1 million and we can split that shit.
The shame is, though, there are people, and they are aware of that.
I mean, the show exists,
I mean,
though,
not
so.
only that, I mean, this type of practice has been around for a while. I mean, look at Jerry Springer and Maury and Steve Wilco. Like, look at those exploits.
Well, there wasn't fighting on this show, but those are some...
You get to hear some crazy stories of some people going through some shit that you're like, well, I'm glad that's not me, and you constantly are like hearing that. Those people are willingly going on TV to express their misfortune.
I've always wanted to go on the Jerry Springer show.
I almost did when I was living in Kansas. Like me and my coworkers, we were all talking in the warehouse because we watched it every lunch break.
Oh, really?
And then we were like, dude, he's going to be about an hour and a half away from here. And we were all thinking about it. But that was when the tornado struck.
So I want to do it where I want to go on with my brother and we just duke it the fuck out. And like, I want to say something about how like, I had, I like I was with his girl, and he was with my girl. We were gonna do
and then both your girls were like, we were with each other at some point,
yeah, or something like that. It's just like I've always wanted to just contribute to trash TV. I see that's why you can't really like trust everything on television, because like you just want to be a fool on TV. Because it's so forgettable, you know what I mean? Like it's like everyone would know, like, oh yeah, Chris was on the Jerry. But if you really knew me, you would know that I wasn't like.
I don't know. That there's different levels. There's different levels of social circles you're involved. There's people who know you. They know like your personal opinions on things and whatnot. There's other people who's just like, yeah, I know some of his sources and media, and then there's people who's like, I know of his name. So
but
like, there's gonna be levels of people who do know you who would believe it.
I just don't know a single person who would watch me fight.
There's a classmate of mine who was on Judge Judy.
Well, but like, I don't. Well, I mean, it's different. Some people legitimately go on that show, which is stupid. But like. I just like I feel like anybody who knows me who would see me go on a Jerry Springer episode and fight my brother because we were both cheating with our significant others, people are gonna see right through that almost instantly.
You'd have to be a big asterisk there. Not everyone. Media is still a very convincing source for a lot of people. I
don't know any friend who's like, oh my God, no way. Chris really did that? He really did that with his brother's girlfriend?
Well, also,
and his brother did that to his girlfriend?
It's not like everyone's always going to say that right up to you or whatever. Yeah. Like, there's always people who have opinions about people that they either keep to themselves or share with people, outside. But
whatever. I want my brother to just rip my shirt off of me, and then I want my marshmallow body to be like, I trusted you. That shit.
Get in a fight with one of the security guards after they try to block you. Then both of you guys team up to fight the security. That's the only. See, you gotta and you would just become part of. Yeah, you don't get in a fight with my brother. Only me. And then both of you start fighting them.
We just get in a fight with all of the
That's how you could stand out.
Yeah, dude. And then our girls start going up to the fucking security guards and just start picking on them.
Somehow someone needs to land a hit, whether it's the security guard or one of you guys or one of the chicks. It's just someone needs to land a hit on Jerry himself.
Dude, I think getting people in on it and having them sit in the front row and having someone
incite a riot amongst the audience. Somehow a chair gets thrown into the audience, and then the audience you're probably gonna get swarmed and hit, but if you just throw a chair into the audience, maybe 5 to 20 people is gonna join, and the security is gonna turn around, and then they're gonna be flanked.
So no. What I was thinking was having a couple people in on it, and then having them say something, and then be like, shut the fuck up, and then they just start beating up the audience. And then, dude, I just want to start a massive bar fight at a Jerry Springer episode.
I'm surprised that it hasn't ever happened already. Probably because once again, I mean, who
Did you ever see that one episode where Jerry Springer was talking to someone from the KKK, and Jerry Springer got hella pissed and walked up to him, and fucking Wilco's fucking stopped him?
Maybe. That does sound familiar, actually.
He was like, whoa. Wilco's went up to him. Well, Jerry Springer, dude, he got fucking, this was, you know how Jerry Springer is. He's very sympathetic. He's very
he wants the open discussion, dude, even with people who have radical.
Dude, Jerry Springer, I've just listening to some of the shit that he says, when he's just talking, not just in real life. He's a sensible guy. And so watching him talk to this, KKK
I mean, I don't know if he's sensible guy. I mean, he says sentimental things.
He's a very, at least on TV, he knows that he's
about him being a failed mayor, right?
Yeah, of course. And he's treading on really thin ice right now, because some of these, you can't just clown these people that are going through these.
He does a South Park treatment. he shows a crazy ass fucking situation. Then he does like what Kyle does at the end of every episode, a speech, a heartwarming speech that somehow just like sprinkles it's okay.
Yeah. And so,
I mean, South Park though is satire. He is just real life satire.
But going back to it, he like, so watching him just like get so frustrated that he puts his mic down and looks at him like, yo, someone better stop me. And like Steve like goes up to him and fucking like blocks him and holds him off and shit. And everybody was like, what? Like it was, dude, that's a gold episode. But yeah, well, I don't know if you've been reading the news this week and shit, but got some news to talk about. Good news from the Vatican. Do you like to have sex?
I think sex is a cool activity to do time to time.
Okay, don't give me a political answer. I'm asking you, do you have sex?
Oh, do you? I thought you said, do you like? I was like, yeah, it's fun. Like, of course. I mean, anyone who...
Did I say, do you like? Okay, do you like sex too?
I mean, sure.
All right, well, guess what? You're not going to hell.
That's good.
Dude, all right, here we go. The New York Post just wrote this article on... Pope Francis says sins of the flesh aren't that serious.
That unfortunately though, now that I think about it, is a very vague statement.
Okay. Would you let me read the article? Would you
maybe
don't
maybe I'm just gonna do the rest
ever again
else.
while
I'm
reading news article. Lust is not the worst of the 7 deadly sins, according to Pope Francis. There are worse indiscretions than sex outside of marriage, the leader of the Catholic Church told reporters on the what is this? The Papal Plane.
See, this is why people interrupt you. As you were saying,
sins of the flesh are not the most serious, the 84-year-old religious leader said regarding sex outside of marriage. Top transgressions instead include pride and hatred, according to Reuters, whatever the fuck that word means.
Why does this sound like a Dark Souls fucking item lore? It just sounds like a vaguely specific thing, but without, like, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't. Like, sins of the flesh is such a vague statement. So he's saying just straight up sex or adultery, like cheating on your spouse.
That's what I'm wondering too. Does it or pedophilia?
Yeah, especially with the thing.
Hey, what's up, pedophiles? Welcome to heaven.
Yikes. Well, you can always get your sins absolved if you...
Francis's rankings of the worst wrongdoings followed the resignation of a Paris archbishop who quit over a relationship with a woman earlier this month. However, the 70-year-old French... Why did my shit... I think it's because I'm fucking talking too loud. Goodness gracious.
Uh-oh.
Talk way too loud. Check 1 2 test.
Hello? Yeah, I'm still here. Fuck. You got a little excited reading that news article.
Piece of fucking piece of shit set. I gotta do so much. God, man, it's like it's like everything I do is always your fault. It's just always breaks, dude. This is how I'm gonna do the podcast from now on. It's just holding the However, the 70-year-old French cleric that guy denied being intimate with the anonymous female, behavior that would break his promise of celibacy. Because you can't. So
you mean he just made a rule to exempt himself from sin?
I kind of feel like Pope Francis. See, this is how great Pope Francis is. Like,
he sees a problem, he makes a new rule to make it a solution.
Well, like, here's the thing. Like, you know, he's chilling in the Vatican, rich as fuck for loving religion, and then one of his homies is seeing somebody, and then they get in trouble. I don't want to be in trouble for this. It's like, whoa. Hey, that's the homie, okay? That's the homie. Pretty soon, dude, why didn't they do this earlier? Why didn't they get caught up with pedophilia and just be like, well, I mean, you know, pedophilia, you know, it's not that bad.
I don't know, like, because that's such a hot topic, or not hot, a controversial, like, not a hot topic. It's such a fucking taboo thing to even talk about, yet at the same time, like, it's so taboo that people don't talk about it, but, you know, honestly, it's such a scary thing because, I mean, look at Jeffrey Epstein. Everyone knows that he did not kill himself. Like, everyone is straight up solid about it. And here a billionaire got just, like, wiped off the map, and no one is attempting to even, like, try to do the story in-depthly on that whole thing. So, like, if people of that kind of power, when you're a billionaire, you get your way a lot. Yeah. A lot.
Yeah.
When do people say to a billionaire no?
Do you know how dangerous it is to say no to a billionaire?
Yeah.
Do you know how
powerful?
Like that?
Just straight up powerful.
You know how much cojones you need just to say no to Jeff Bezos?
The things that you can do.
Jeff Bezos says something? Yeah, I don't think so.
Excuse me? Like, it'd be like throwing something he's never heard of before.
It would be like what the fuck? Like, I bet you he'd be so offended if somebody said no. Like, no!
Like, I'm not going to do that. What?
Oh, my God. You're not going to do... His head would explode.
And for something like that to be genuinely aware of, like, that's... I don't know if it's just because, yeah, that's such a horrible act, but, like, I mean, people got to be aware that there's some type of ring going around that makes people of that much kind of power still, you know what I mean? Like, isn't that so unnerving? So I want to clear something up also on that thing, too, because a lot of people are getting mad about the media not televising the Ghislaine Maxwell trial.
Yeah.
Well,
by the way, there's an answer to your question.
I was just gonna say a lot of people aren't aware of the fact that Supreme Court cases are just never televised because they don't want that to be influencing the court case itself. So, like,
oh well, fuck it. We're talking about the Pope right now. I'm trying to figure out if I can fuck, if I'm going to hell or not. Okay, this is really important right here. I'm not worried about the world's biggest child pedophilia ring. I'm just worried about myself.
You just want to make sure that God is not mad at you when he's looking at you.
I want to know if everything is going to be okay for me
spiritually.
Everything.
Is your soul safe?
I'm not worried about children right now. I'm not worried about children in the whatever they call it. You know, the little circle of life in the black market. You know, that thing, that small, insignificant thing. I'm thinking about me and whether or not I can go to heaven. Can I finish the rest of this post? Can I finish the rest of it? All right, here we go. This actually this might be an answer to your question, actually, earlier. It was failing against the 6th commandment, you shall not commit adultery, but not a total one. One of small charis. What is that word? One of small charis.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, see, I'm not stupid. Massage, one of small caresses, massage given to his. Fuck the New York Post. This doesn't make any sense. I'm literally reading. I'm literally reading this in order. Like.
Can I see it?
Like read it. Thank you.
It was failing against the sixth commandment, you should not commit adultery, but not a total one. One of small caresses, massage given to his secretary. That is what the accusation is. Oh.
But, like, okay.
Francis clarified about... Oh.
Well, here, okay. In
other words, someone saw someone caressing him. Someone was like, oh. And he was like, no, don't worry. That sin is not that bad. Trust me.
It says there is a sin there, but it's not the worst kind. Well, what are we looking at here? What
we're looking at, in my opinion, is an organization aware that they are slowly, becoming an archaic form of society. They still got a lot of people, but I think what it is I think the Catholic Church is aware of the fact that they have a strong hold, on the Eastern Hemisphere with the people that are part of their faith. But I believe that they are aware that the Western side of their faith is dwindling in numbers. Like,
oh yeah.
Do you think there is as many Catholics and Christians there are today than there was like earlier? Like,
Absolutely
I think there's a lot
not.
of people who
not
are
even 20 years ago.
Yeah, like I'm not saying atheism, but I do believe a lot of people are more agnostic that are just like, yeah, there's something. I mean, we came from somewhere or something, I guess, but it's not whatever the hell these guys are saying. That's just, I think, is becoming a more common shared thought. And a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that there is a lot of rules that they're probably just realizing too, like, this isn't benefiting us whether we restrict it or not. Like, I didn't know this. There is a loophole. Like, you can be a priest and still be married. It is if you get married before you try to attend or try to, become a priest or whatever. If you're already married and then try to attain priesthood, you can still.
Do you have to swear to celibacy though?
I don't think so. Like, things have changed throughout the church. Like, if you actually visit
That's
the
because
Vatican,
they want to fuck, dude. They want to fuck. These people want to fuck. There's no way around it.
I mean, I believe there are people who still want to practice celibacy, but people of power, when you're someone like the Pope, I imagine you could summon someone.
Dude, I bet the Pope jacks off so much, dude. If I was the Pope, I'd be jacking off so much, dude. Like, when I die, they'd probably like look at my phone.
Yeah, but that's like a lot of clothes you have to like.
Just fucking just bring it up.
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
I mean, honestly though, you could just like and just do it under the blanket that's on you. And you look like you're giving a sermon, but really you're just stroking your eggs and bacon, Just
Making
me no Snisna Krishna.
Talking about changes. They don't even. I don't even think it's a requirement for them to speak Latin anymore. I think that stopped since the 80s.
Really? I think
all their official documents is released in Latin still, but it's not it's not like if you go to the Vatican, everyone like has to, by their law, needs to learn Vatican. A good portion of them still do, but it's not like required anymore. I believe that the church is aware of the fact that they're now understanding that, like, oh shit,
people don't like them.
Times.
They're behind the times.
They always were people, and they're always aware of it. I mean, they've been the strongest organizations in the world for fucking 1,000 years. Like, they know they have haters, and they probably relish on that. But I just think they're just aware that there's now a big place of influence that they had that is dwindling fast, and they're like, don't worry, no, we're into that and all that. I mean, I believe, wasn't it last year that that Pope Francis said that being gay is not a sin. I mean, It took how many thousands of years? I don't know
if it was last year, but yeah.
How many hundreds of years they were like, that is unacceptable, and then finally someone was like, no, yeah, it's fine, and all his underlings were like, yeah, and then just passing that down like.
Well, I just like, to me, it's so it's very hard for me to just look at like this.
Or are we being too are we being too cynical?
Well,
and do you think they are probably actually genuinely like thinking like, you know what? Yeah, this is a very, very bad. Like, yeah, we still have our fucking devils and skeletons in our closet, but like, there is no harm in having people of faith that are gay. Like,
especially
if more people you allow in, I mean, more followers you have, the stronger you could be. So, I mean, like, maybe they just weren't aware so long ago. I mean, back then, you know, everyone's hiding the fact that if they were gay, it's not like anyone was open. Now, these days, more people are open now than ever. And now they're probably like, holy shit, there's this many gay people? Let's just make it acceptable. We'll be that much more, I don't know. There's so many weird motivations that a church can have.
Nowadays in society, people just like, there's a lot of people that really just don't give a fuck about whether or not you're gay. It's just like not worth worrying about anymore. I mean, maybe it's hard though because it's in another country, and so I don't know how other countries.
Yeah, there's other countries that are still struggling with that, but I mean, like here, I mean, there's still little pockets of people who don't approve of it, but they're definitely the outliers of the norm now at this point. I believe now we are definitely opening up to that. I mean, I imagine there's, you know, people who are in their 60s and 70s that can explain like, yeah, the 80s movement compared to now, it's such a different, you know, like, I gotta say, that's probably one of the most progressive things that we've ever witnessed. I mean, like, look at Dave Chappelle, what he was when he was explaining in his special, like, you know, the civil rights movement, and just for, you know, for people of color to just acquire their rights took years and years. And the same thing for gay people too. Like, it's just that the movement was just that much more compared in the time frame. Like, they have, both of them for hundreds of years, thousands of years, have had it rough. It's just, I don't know what it is here in America. It's just all of a sudden the 80s had a movement. It wasn't the fix there, but like in the early 2000s, something happened where just a zeitgeist happened.
I think when I noticed a significant difference in the early 2010s or mid 2010s when Obama like officialized like gay marriage, legalized it across the board all the way. You know, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. All 50 states. And ever since then, I feel like gay culture has been more like vocal out there. I also kind of feel like the adoption of gay culture in like the market, like a lot of, like, especially in June, like, you know, big companies like Amazon, Nike, they all market gay pride. Even like children's channels like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and I don't know about Disney, but like they really like advertise that like they're open to the idea of like gay pride, you know, transgenderism, like alternative
what month
genders.
Is gay pride? Is that June?
Yeah. And yeah, so
I mean, look at June. All of these companies rebrand themselves.
Oh yeah, all of them. For
all
that,
of them.
It's so weird because, like, you know, I did that when I was in Kaleidoscope. I remember being so happy and cool with like, you know, putting my logo and making it look
well,
like
everyone loves
like
rainbows.
Well, like, yeah, but like with pride,
gay or not, everyone loves rainbows.
Yeah, that's
like,
why. That's why people who don't like gay people are mad that gay people took the rainbow.
Well, I think it's funny. I think it's funny that like.
But what I was so what I was saying was, like, I made my logo like with the rainbow effect, and it was like gay pride, you know, for June and everything. And I remember doing that back when Obama was president. And then like the years afterwards, it didn't feel right anymore because a lot of people were doing it. And so that's why I never did it again after I saw like other companies kind of embracing it, and I was kind of like,
this feels callous.
It it almost makes it feel like now I'm using it as a marketing tactic when originally the plan was to just show support.
I mean, you could still do that as long as you're not trying to sell off of it. You know, they are trying to sell off of it. But that's the callous part. I mean, if you're just putting it, you know, in support or you know, whatever, I think that's fine.
But like, also, I don't want to come off with this like false virtuousness with like, you know, I support. Like, see, that's the last thing I want to do.
If you're not gay, or I mean, just to be politically correct, if you're not a part of the LGBTQ community yourself, do you feel like you shouldn't be able to have that? Is that what you're saying?
Not. Well, I mean, if Jeff Bezos was gay, I probably wouldn't be. I wouldn't go this deep into thinking about corporations using, you know, gay pride.
But there's more than just Jeff Bezos. It's every fucking company.
Yeah, but I just like, you know, maybe I just haven't like refined my thought on it, or maybe I just like, maybe this is still so new to me. But like a couple of years ago, I think it was like 2019 is when I started to see like really like thought, oh, I really don't want to put gay pride up at all on my social media. I have there's a California flag that I have, and it's got like, you know, the rainbow on it. I bought that in San Francisco.
You have another flag that's purely the rainbow stripes somewhere. Maybe you have it.
Oh, it's away, but I forgot about that one. But I hang up this one outside for the month of June, but that's it. Like, I don't want to like post on social media, and it's really like social media has like made it much more difficult for me to like process things that I want to stand up for and things that I like want to speak against, because I like, it just feels so disingenuous now for me to just go on social media and write a paragraph about why I think global warming exists, or why like we, you know, like Black Lives Matter, or like, you know, happy gay pride, or like, you know, call this number if you're feeling really sad. Like, I just feel like at some point there's like it's so disingenuous to half-ass like a message like that. And to me, when people don't pull it off well, which is very often, I kind of feel like you know, it's disingenuous.
I think if you're passionate about it, then you should have the right, or, you know, to
Absolutely.
not worry about it.
Yeah.
But if it's not something as important, then it just depends on how hard you go about it. Like, if you completely change your logo or whatever, it just sounds like you're riding off of it. But if it's something you enjoy or whatever, like a couple of my friends back in the day went to a gay pride parade, and they just went out of curiosity, and they said they had a blast. It was just hella crazy and shit. And it sounded like a fun event to go to and all that. Like, I imagine if you went and you're like having fun, like, this is fucking cool and all that, and you like, you know, took a profile picture, you know, with that and put the filter on. Like, if you were like having fun and you actually felt like, you know, you signed some fucking thing while you were there or whatever, that would be fine. But if you just like showed up to collect the free condoms and you know, and then you did the same thing, then yeah, it's disingenuous if people know you or whatever.
But like the thing that I'm worried about too is I don't want, like, okay, let's just say the first part of that scenario where I go and I had a good time and I put something out and stuff and I really had a good time, and then like someone else is going to look at that and I feel like form a wrong opinion about me. And the opinion is like, this guy showing off how great he is. No matter like where you are on that side, like, oh my gosh, what a motherfucking ally.
Social media is just always so polarizing.
Or like, I also don't want people to look at my profile and be like, what a fucking liberal cook. Like, I don't want any of those like identities on me.
Well, that's the thing about going online. You're going to have to deal with that though. I mean, sure, you could try to avoid some things though, but I mean, like, you should know by now, social media is so polarizing. You could be as neutral as possible. There's still going to be people who are going to like think you're totally off your rocker and stuff like that. It's just social media brings the most intense
fucking
opinions out of people.
We had a long conversation about social media the other night too.
Yeah,
so
we did.
dude, we just keep talking about how it's just like the worst fucking thing in the world, dude. It seriously sucks.
It's so crazy how 10 years ago we were like, this is the next thing.
Dude.
This is the next level of human interaction.
Oh my gosh.
We are going so far. Look at us find jobs. Look at us find things to buy.
Work.
Look at nobody's become someone because they have a voice that all of a sudden, like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, social media was, quote unquote, progressing for a number of years.
It was super progressive.
There was a golden era where we were actually, like, benefiting off of it. And now it should be more than obvious to anyone who operates on it that it is now, you know, I wouldn't demonize it, but it definitely is now a hindrance to society at this point.
A lot of I heard this off of Reddit. People were talking about social media. It is by design that most of your family's drama happens on Facebook.
I could see it.
It is by design.
Well, it's by design unintentionally. I don't think intentionally. What it is the algorithm understands. Oh, you never commented on anything except this post that kind of got you a little upset.
But
here's more of these kind of posts that's gonna make you more upset.
So here's the thing, though. Like, okay, just say I commented on something to a different cousin of mine, and you were like, you know, you never really comment on my stuff, but when I comment on her stuff and then you see it, and then it's like, well, I mean, you're also friends with her, so you're more likely to see it, but you're more likely to see all the stuff that her and I exchange, you know, on the timeline when you're not involved. So when you see that, you start forming this like, oh, they must be best buddies. Why does he never comment on my shit? Not saying that you would. I know you're not that much of a pussy, but like,
it's just basically an unchecked algorithm.
Yes.
Well, no, I wouldn't say unchecked. It's left as is because this algorithm has, with the combination of human nature, made mad profit for these people. Oh. Just because they understand, you know, if we program our system to throw this, and that to you, you're going to stay on here longer. You know, before 10 years ago, it was cat photos and cat videos.
Those are the good old days.
Man.
Those are good old days.
The internet has changed.
Remember that one video where it was like that car driving? And it was like,
I'm not sure.
And then this body comes out.
Oh yeah. That commercial of a calm car driving, and then it's the jump scare. Yeah,
dude, that was from that era. That is an old one.
Yeah,
it's a classic.
Definitely. Just imagine what it's gonna be like 10 years from now. I mean, it's gonna get to. Oh, did you hear now that they're trying to release a bill where debt collectors can contact you via social media at this point?
They can.
Like it's gotten to the point where your identity is starting to become attached to those things. And that was the thing about social media is, yes, you had the freedom to do that, but it also was there in case if you wanted to have a different identity. Mm-hmm. That's also a hot take too, because of identity theft and all that.
I don't know if you should have an alternate. I don't believe.
So does that mean then you can't have a meme account?
Well,
or your meme account has to have your first and last name?
What are we talking about? Like, I don't know. Then maybe
there's so much gray area that you can't say. A lot of gray area. Just say, "Oh, we shouldn't," because
we should do this because I immediately thought of this right now. You know,
there's so much domino effects to the internet.
We need to sit down with a bunch of paper and a couple of pens and write down a plan. That's what we need to do.
Well, the thing is what made the internet so amazing to a lot of people was was the word anonymity, to be anonymous.
Yeah.
That is still to this day such a powerful concept, to be anonymous, and to strip that away would solve so many problems and yet create so many more problems.
Yeah.
Who's just, a lot of people, that would be an argument in itself. People can spend an hour on saying how one is better than the other or whatever, when in reality, like, you just shifted a problem to a different
But there
problem.
are millions of accounts of bots, of people who hide themselves because they share highly controversial topics that they know are really harsh takes on things that are based off of harmful stereotypes and everything. And I hate to go into like, oh, we need preventative politics to fix this issue, because I hate doing something like that. But I also believe that with this mega corporation, there needs to be some sort of... Oh, we got our camera turned off. Damn. Well, we'll wrap it up in a little bit, but no, like we need a lot more regulation on, just the internet, and I kind of feel like we need to, tie more identity to some of these social media platforms. And if that scares you, then you need to get off, or there needs to be another one. But I feel like with Facebook and how big it is, I kind of feel like people I feel like people have a responsibility to not get combative on Facebook over every single thing. And I kind of feel like you're also a horrible ambassador for what you speak on if you are ultra combative with people who don't agree with you, because you don't set the ideal tone for what you're trying to get to, like we're not gonna save the world if every time we talk about something we're gonna fucking argue about it. We're gonna save the world when we can show another person who doesn't agree with us that our side is correct, and that doesn't involve us inflicting some sort of pain onto them, or taking things away from them, or taking rights away from them, or even just like, fucking with what they believe in. Some people really believe that they want to have certain liberties and rights, and a lot of people want to take that away so that they can feel nice and safe and good and delicious and warm and nice.
Well, I mean, the problem is just the internet is such a powerful tool, right? Like, I think it's to the point where everyone understands now at this point that the internet is way more powerful than people ever thought it would be.
Yeah.
Growing up, it's just, when something is that powerful, it can either be a tool to, help, or a tool to go against something. Mm-hmm. And that's just where do you draw the line on it and stuff like that. And there's no clear line. It's not like a straight line from end to end. It's going to be like a constellation map. It's just going to be ziggly and wiggly all over the place if you wanted to make it balanced. But there's never going to be a uniform answer, because like I said, there's always going to be an advantage and disadvantage. If you make it where you cannot have anonymity on the internet, then fucking 1984 has gotten once again one step closer to fulfilling itself. And I mean, like, I personally believe there should be a place where you can have that, because maybe there's an opinion or a fact that needs to be spread that if it's tied to you're at risk of something, but maybe there's something that needs to be put out there. It's hard to say, because there's always consequence no matter what.
So let me ask you this one last question before we get out of here. What do we do to stop the takeover of social media on society? What should we do, Guy? What do we need to do? President, Supreme Leader, Guy Torres. What do we do? What do you tell your staff and faculty in the bureaucracy of your country? What are you telling them to do right now?
That's really hard, because it's I mean,
well, then I guess you can't be president, bitch.
Well, how much power do you have over a corporation? You're a government, and you're creating rules.
You can initiate a focus strategy for your political
it's just
party.
Once again, we're drawing into the sand, because like now how much right do we have telling a corporation what to do and what not to do.
We do all the time.
I'm not saying that we shouldn't or whatever. There's definitely areas here or there, but like, if you give them the fact to do that, then they could do so much more to a smaller business that doesn't have much power at all.
So this is my thing, and I made this point the other night, so we regulate corporations for environmental issues. Why can't we do the same for social issues? For social issues, and I kind of feel like, this is very harmful to everybody's health. And everything, and just like if we lived in a cloud of smoke every single day, that would be harmful to our health.
I think my response to that would be, and I could be totally wrong, but I think the reason why is we have so much research on that environmental health that we were able to pretty much clarify, hey, this is a fucking problem. We need to do this, or there's some serious consequence. I think with this now, it's just starting, and not saying that we should stop it, but there should be more research to get everything set up here. Definitely, for sure, Facebook has gotten out of control. Like, it's. I don't think Facebook is a good place. Yeah, Meta's gotten scary.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
We'll see.
Next time on The Earth is Dying. Meta drops the metaverse. Guy Torres runs for president.
Next episode of Meta Z.
Oh shit, dude, we need to talk about that real quick because I do want to share something about the Totally Not Mark situation. That's funny how we ended up on that. I did, but just real quick because we don't got a lot of time left in the podcast. The camera died. Piece of shit studio equipment, but we're doing the best we can. But I just want to say, and I know we've talked about it on camera, but I'm just gonna sum up everything. Totally Not Mark, a YouTuber who absolutely loves anime. I actually got to check out his channel for the first time, and I really like his takes on One Piece, which is my favorite anime. I was wrapping up the Dressrosa saga, and I was a few episodes away from wrapping up the Dressrosa saga. I'm sorry if you are not an anime fan or a One Piece fan, you're going to have to follow me for a little bit. But, dude, I was about to wrap it up, and you know what? This whole situation didn't really sit with me. I canceled my Funimation account. And I don't want to be like, oh, I can't look how fucking great of a guy I am. But I just it really doesn't sit with me as a content creator on this platform who heavily relies on YouTube's fair use policies. And I'm really trying to learn it, and I'm really, and I could only imagine how, dude, 150 videos. That's 3 years worth of work zapped off of your channel. And it's not YouTube videos like how someone like Philip DeFranco, if he got 3 years of his videos wiped out, nothing happens really to him because it's not evergreen content. And evergreen content, so if you're not familiar with evergreen content, so what it is when you put something out there, typically the information is relevant for a very long time, to the point where 2 years later people can look up your videos and it's still super very relevant because it's talking about an anime season or just stuff and takes and everything, so that you can watch it even though you're a little late to the party. You can still join in on this discussion, and so watching that happen and then seeing his response and everything, and it's so heartbreaking. And it's even worse that Toei Animation is not responding.
They don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. YouTube and the whole YouTube appealing everything.
They never want to get their hands dirty with anything.
And it just gets me so worried about the future and how to tread on this. And so the moral of the story is of course we want justice for Totally Not Mark. I really do want justice. I want I want everybody to respond to him. I want Toei to respond to him, especially
Toei, YouTube.
Yeah, and I really want it clarified, and it's so scary that it's like these corporations make like YouTube and Twitch and like, other
just major platforms.
Yeah, they make so much money on people chasing their dreams. Like, don't even have to be there all the way. There's so many people that chase their dreams, and people spend hours on this platform, and it brings YouTube so much money. So to see 150 video, like this guy's whole entire business is like it's done for. Like, you don't come back. Like, you gotta let off some people.
So I want to do a quick update on that situation, because he actually made a third video and deleted it very, very quickly.
Oh, really? I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So it was basically just him announcing, poor guy, he's done.
He's done.
He's done fighting. Like he said he's not going to fight this anymore. It's brought in too much stress and strain on his mental health. I mean, the second video shows him saying more about like how things have been rough for him, and you could see him obviously crying. Like, he had cry eyes on the whole time, and he even broke up a few times. And he's just said that, like, I don't want to try to pursue this anymore. It's just too much. I'm too little of a guy going up against this giant. And he even like said that, like, I'm not trying to pursue this boycott anymore or anything like that. But so many other people are like, fuck it, I'm still in solidarity.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to support the, like, he's now trying to remove himself from the situation because it's just brought so much stress to him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it has brought this situation into light that's been here for a lot longer that people are aware of. Like, a lot of people think that a lot of YouTubers are doing okay making these contents, which is great and easy and whatever and all that. But I mean, like, of course, a lot of people aren't aware of how much effort it takes to edit a video nonetheless. But
God, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. But like, the thing is not a lot of people are aware of the legal situations where you would have something that's totally within the book, all within the outline that you need to keep yourself within, and still someone could come up and be like, nah, he's copying my work, take that shit off, or keep it up but I get the money. Like, it's been like that for so long. And I think a lot of people weren't aware of it. And
that's what happens to my videos, is they get hit with like this copyright, but the original poster takes everything. Now, obviously, my channel's not big enough to have major sponsorship or anything like that, so there's no money being made.
Right, you're not losing anything
I'm
crazy
not losing
yourself.
It's just like.
But if the numbers were that much more bigger, you would have noticed that there's a dip.
Yeah, and sometimes I like will be a little bit more risky because I know that, oh fuck it, I'm not making money anytime soon, so I might as well do something that so it's I just.
But this guy that we're talking about got his whole fucking career snatched up.
And for
literally
almost,
one day,
for almost like a stupid reason.
Yeah.
It was so stupidly done. It wasn't like he was ripping this content, and there's still evidence of people posting much more.
Do you think this is done out of ignorance or done out of like they just exclusivity?
I think it's ignorance. I think someone doesn't know. I think someone doesn't know
some
what
old
they're
head
doing.
is just like, oh, they're using our Dragon Ball Z. Make sure it's taken away when they're not aware. Like, hey, it's just some dude spreading the love.
It sounds like Toei just doesn't even know about, like, this doesn't even sound like it's hitting their desk, and it's so bizarre.
Well, from what I've learned, a lot of Japanese studios don't really have that much concern for their Western audience. Sure, they'll translate it because they understand they can make a quick buck and all that from us, but they're not like, is the West okay with this? Do they like this? They don't. They're not that concerned. They're focusing. So the main goal that they're trying to do right now is to get the Japanese public to voice this express. Right now in the West, this is actually quite a big topic at hand. It just happened out of nowhere. A lot of big people are talking about it, and if this was an American company, I think they would like open ears to this. Like, what's going on here? I don't know if this is for sure, but Toei stock has dropped 10% since this whole happened. I don't know if it's a direct correlation or not.
Yeah.
Don't want to draw conclusions without knowing anything. But I mean, like, if it should continue to drop, maybe they'll be like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
It's a shame that it takes them losing a significant amount of money, or even just...
True, but if that gives the little guy a chance to finally get, a piece of the pie.
Well, that also just shows that we're using the system itself to fight a big Goliath of a giant. I mean, we Totally Not Mark doesn't even have 1 million subs, and Toei Animation is,
a multi-million-dollar, maybe $1 billion, multi-billion.
And it's a multi-decade company.
Yeah, since 1953.
Yeah.
People
have grown up on one of their shows.
They definitely have a legal team that will step on this man like a little bug, no matter
God.
how hard he tries.
They could spin it. And also, Japanese copyright law is already super difficult to work around. But I kind of feel like
the problem, though, is
I kind of feel like if you're doing business with USA, shut the fuck up and play by our fucking rules, bitch.
But that's a problem.
Rules, bitch.
They should region lock it in Japan if that's a problem. And he does discuss that in his videos earlier, but the fact that it's getting region locked in America and in Europe, where the copyright law is a different law, he does have someone translating that, saying Japanese law is not world law.
I'm gonna beat up Toei Animation, bitch. I'm bitch. I'm taking Toei Animation up, bitch. I'm throwing Toei Animation's whole laundry in the ocean.
So I'm
going straight to the fucking ocean.
Participate to the boycott?
I'm participating in the boycott, bitch. Toei Animation, bitch. Don't do this to Totally Not Mark.
Yeah, man, that's fucked up. That's mean.
Yeah, bitch. I'm trying to do like a Bad Girls Club spin to it, Bitch. Well, bitches, that's all the time we have in today's episode. Actually, we ran out of time a long time ago, so this is going to be an extra long podcast. Guy, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
I don't.
I'll let you know how hated we are after this episode later in the week. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Please stay safe. Sorry that our piece of shit studio just breaks down all the fucking time. Have a good rest of your
life.
Have a good rest of your time
here
in the world.
Bye-bye.
Bye.